Hello everyone, Ace here, and today I'm just gonna have to go ahead and say it. Columbus Day, that one holiday that the SJWs hate more than anything, is actually a diversity holiday. But having said that, I understand that some people may be wondering how that could be the case. How this holiday, that specifically celebrates the moment a bunch of undocumented economic migrants decided to sail the high seas and inadvertently culturally enrich an entire continent or two, could in any way be considered as promoting diversity. However, I believe I have just answered that big mystery due to the sheer way that I have framed the question. As like it or not, one of the very real ramifications of Christopher Columbus landing in the New World was of course the fact that it began the era of colonialism, which itself ultimately resulted in a massive increase in diversity in all of the areas that the Europeans colonized. In fact, I even have to take it a step further and mention the reality that Spanish colonialism even actively resulted in the creation of a brand new race, specifically the Latinos, whose identity would not exist were it not for the colonialism that started thanks to Christopher Columbus. In other words, any SJW that has a problem with colonialism or imperialism also, by their own standards, has a problem with diversity itself. Having said that though, the historical event that Columbus Day celebrates is not the only reason why it's a diversity holiday. But to fully understand what I'm talking about, we actually have to jump ahead a few hundred years, specifically to the point of time that Columbus Day was really getting popularized in the United States from the late 19th to early 20th century, and why that was the case. And the short answer is that this was a direct result of the influx of immigration to the US in that time period, specifically of Italian Americans who were being looked down upon in that time period, putting them in essentially very similar situations to Irish Americans and German Americans in that era. And interestingly enough, all three groups decided to use similar strategies to ease the process of integration, including, quite specifically, promoting holidays and celebrations that were directly tied to their nationalities. In the case of the Irish, it was of course St. Patrick's Day, whereas the Germans decided to go with Oktoberfest, and indeed the Italian Americans decided to go with Columbus Day. So in other words, not only is it true that Columbus Day is a holiday celebrating diversity, but it was historically being pushed and promoted as a means of combating very real oppression that existed in the US during the late 19th and early 20th century, which no matter how true is nevertheless ironic given the current circumstances and criticisms that the celebration has since received. Ultimately, when it comes to whether or not Columbus Day should be celebrated, I am of course fine with it still being officially recognized, if only due to the historical significance of the event, but ultimately I feel that the question of whether or not it should be actively celebrated is up to you, the individual. But I will at least say that if you're the sort of person that believes in pushing for diversity at all costs, then I cannot think of a single holiday that better encompasses everything that you stand for. In any case, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.